Hello everybody, and welcome to hopefully a new series on the channel. I'm gonna be starting up a new Fallout 4 playthrough as a stealth archer, and hopefully y'all will be interested in joining me on that journey. The reason I picked Fallout 4 is mainly because it's a more casual experience. It's definitely not my favorite Fallout game, but it for sure is a very cathartic and simple and kind of turn your brain off fun, if you consider stuff like Borderlands fun. So without further ado, I hope you all are having a good night, or a good day, whenever or wherever you are. I hope it's going very well. I'm skipping the intro movie, by the way. I think it's phenomenally boring. As with most of the introductory gameplay of Fallout 4. I will be doing my best to play the game in a relaxing manner, so that means resisting my urge to run around like a loot goblin and grab. Oh man, I should have. Oh. And essentially playing like a spastic. Bethesda recently updated Fallout 4 for no particular reason other than to mess up some modders, but I'm not gonna really dwell too much on customization. I do want a different sort of hairstyle. One that represents me. That's more like it right there. Clean shaven. That's perfectly fine. And again, something that more reflects me. Probably on the thinner side nowadays, more than the muscular side, but I am shorter, so it's a bit of an illusion. Probably something like that. And that's perfectly fine. I have a substantially weaker chin, but we're gonna ignore that. I find this section of the game to be relatively dull and fairly pointless, but I'm gonna try and turn down the mouse sensitivity and get those smooth inputs. I'm not entirely certain how to adjust the brightness. But I remember there being a way to do it at some point.
Another fine product of General Atomics International.
General Atomics being a parody of General Electric, or General Motors, or the other general companies in America at the time. Now, a very interesting thing about these homes is that they strongly resemble Lustron homes, or something to that effect. I can't remember the exact name. Lustron. They were a housing innovation developed in the late 1940s and early 1950s, designed for returning GIs. They were affordable.
War never changes.
Oh, he said it. He said the line. He said the line. I have to turn that off. But they were designed to be affordable for GIs returning from the Second World War and Korea to a lesser extent. everybody seems to forget about the Korean theater. But the special thing about Lustron homes was that not just they were prefabricated to a set amount of floor plans and came prepackaged, delivered sometimes by rail.
Good morning, sir. Your coffee. 173.5 degrees Fahrenheit. To perfection.
That would burn the inside of your mouth severely if you were to drink it. As I was saying about the Lustron home, and if Lustron is not the right term for it, just look up Metal Home 1950s in the Google and you will find it. But they were made of enamel-coated metal, stainless steel. This means you can stick magnets to virtually any surface in the home, and they came with a whole bunch of pre-built features, such as an integrated water heater, pass-throughs, integrated heating and cooling, which was a novelty, and inbuilt sections for TV nooks, refrigerators, and kitchenettes.
Nuka-Cola. Ice cold.
And many of the homes in Fallout 4 strongly resemble these Lustron homes. There's Default Tech Rep, about ready to be an annoyance per usual. I think I will be a ungodly brat this playthrough.
Bonds. 100% daily value of sugar.
Freedom isn't free.
Good old USA.
It's probably that salesman who comes for you every day.
I really wish I could go right up to this window and just look at him through it and refuse to open the door.
Good morning. Vaultec calling.
Good indeed. Good for who?
Whatever you're selling, I'm not buying.
Oh, no worries, sir. No worries at all. I'm not selling anything. Not today. You can't begin to know how happy I am to finally speak with you. I've been trying for days. It's
Yeah, I know.
of utmost urgency, I assure you.
Urgency.
What's so important?
Why, nothing less than your entire future. If you haven't noticed, sir, this country has gone to heck in a handbasket. If you'll excuse my language. Kaboom is... It's inevitable, I'm afraid.
The lip syncing is a little bit
You may think.
rough in this game.
Now, I know you're a busy fellow, so I won't take up much of your time. Time being a precious commodity. I'm here today to tell you that because of your family service to our country, you have been pre-selected for entrance into the local vault.
Thanks for sharing.
Vault 111.
Go away.
Go away.
Oh, perfect.
Won't take but a moment. We do need to verify some information to make sure you're cleared for entry.
Now, since this is indeed a Bethesda game, there is no degree of personal choice. So if I tell him no,
Come back some other time.
Come on.
my wife browbeats me.
Let him fill it out and it's done.
I'm just gonna continue with this.
I said no.
And I'm saying yes. So there.
Splendid.
Hmm.
Let's get to it.
I'm just gonna input Copeland, and this is gonna be a reflection of who I am as a person, to a degree. Christmas staying at 1, I think luck can be... excuse me? Okay, I have to use the arrow keys, which is fine. I'll give it a 9. I'm a fairly intelligent person, I'd say probably around a 7 or 8. Agility, maybe a 6. Huh. As it so happens, I may have miscalculated. This game does not give you very many special points. Charisma can stay a 1. Endurance a 1. Strength a 1. Actually, If I remember correctly, luck is not so important as it is in other Fallout games, as critical hits are a consumable item. I will keep it around a 3, however, because there were some perks. Let me double check that I do want to get, namely Scrounger and Fortune Finder. And I'm about to metagame just a little bit here. Fortune Finder. Now it's not that important how you distribute your special points because, spoiler, it's a level 1 skill for Fortune Finder. And Scrounger, because, as it so happens, you can improve your special stats with each level. This really is Skyrim with guns. One thing I do really like about this game is the little noises the Pip-Boy icons make. I think it's incredibly charming, especially how they're animated now. That's a level 2 luck skill, so level 2 luck it is. If I need more than 2 luck, I will rethink my choices, I guess. But I think I'll pop agility up to 9 so I can boost it with that special book. Perception has to be a 5 at least. And then I'll pop into 2 strength. And I'm not that smart, so maybe 3 strength and 1 endurance. Weapon accuracy in VATS is not necessarily the biggest deal. However, perception is needed for riflemen, I believe. Some perks are in, perception dependent. Rifleman Fallout 4. It is a perception perk at perception level 2. So I really could drop perception down, but I think I'll keep it at a 4 for right now. That's perfectly fine. I'm stupid. Agility was a 9. I don't like how the arrow stays there even though you've topped out the skill. Intelligence is a 7, and there we go.
That's everything. I'm just gonna walk this over to the vault.
Yeah, goodbye.
On being prepared for the
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind. Let's write the little paperwork, right?
For you and Sean, no price is too high.
Good answer.
I have my moments.
Moments indeed, Nate. Moments indeed.
Sean has been changed, but he absolutely refuses to calm down.
Out of the way.
I think he needs some of that paternal affection.
Wonder what Sean will grow up to be.
I'll never forget the Fallout 4 VR video where the guy hops in Sean's crib and starts screaming Limp Bizkit at Sean while he's crying. Obviously, I don't own a VR headset, nor am I really excited about the prospect about playing Fallout 4 VR.
Listen, after breakfast, I was thinking we could head to the park for a bit. Weather should hold up.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Sir, Mom, you should come and see this.
Codsworth, what's wrong?
I like how she's craning her neck like she can look through the door that she just closed.
Yes, followed by flashes, blinding flashes, sounds of explosions. We're trying to get confirmation.
What?
We seem to have lost contact with the station.
He's saying the world ended. Oh, as a quick aside, most if not all vehicles in Fallout are nuclear powered.
Confirmed reports of
This includes cars and motorcycles, meaning that the car sitting outside contains a small fission reactor inside of it. Now, I'm leaving my wife behind immediately. I want this intro to be over fairly quickly, so I'm just gonna book it. They're not gonna make it. Well, as I was saying about these nuclear reactors, it's one of those things that people always talked about, just like flying cars, where they're gonna be a thing of the future. Portable nuclear reactors and all that.
Excuse me. If you're in the program, step forward. Otherwise, return up.
But I do. It is of my opinion that giving people portable nuclear generators is probably a bad idea. Same with flying cars. Simply go outside and go for a short drive and observe how everybody else behaves on the road. And think to yourself, would the roads be safer if these guys had a portable reactor strapped to their car, or if they were flying? By the way, this would blind you, and as soon as you see a cloud like this, you are indeed irradiated. This is one of many plot holes in Fallout 4. And as some of you may know, I was raised in the South Shore, Massachusetts area, and have been to Boston, as you might expect, quite a few times. And it irritates me how this game portrays Boston and does not portray South Shore, Massachusetts, and instead focuses on North Shore, Massachusetts.
Step off the elevator and proceed up the stairs in an orderly fashion.
The lack of Massachusetts accents is also distressing, because if you don't know, there's a very specific way people talk in Massachusetts, and the actors they hire do a phenomenal job trying, but they most certainly do not seal the deal.
Thanks.
Yep, thanks. I just want to get this introduction over with. For those of you who have never played Fallout 4, I'm about to spoil a lot of the story.
Excuse me.
Oh my god. No running. It's not safe. I don't think that's OSHA approved running in a facility like this. Nora also does not have her vault suit on. One thing I do appreciate about Fallout 4 is some of its art direction. Not all of it, but some of it. A lot of it reflects that very safe, very secure 1940s and 1950s military and industrial design. If anybody's taken a tour of a battleship or a warship like the decommissioned USS Midway, or USS Massachusetts, or USS North Carolina, or USS Missouri, or USS New Jersey, you will know the sort of feeling that I'm talking about. Oh, the big twist is that we get cryogenically frozen, by the way. I'm not gonna go over every story beat because it will probably just get me angry. Bottom line is, I genuinely do not play this game for the story, or dialogue, or choices. I play it because I have 30 minutes to an hour after work to play a video game, and I want something that's low stakes and low stress. Just like Borderlands. Although, when you play Borderlands at a high level, it becomes very irritating and stressful. So I stick with Fallout 4 in a lot of cases. Let me check my gameplay. I'm gonna bump that up, I think. Make things a little bit more challenging for the early game. Although, like most difficulty sliders, it unfortunately only alters enemy health and damage. I'm gonna quick save. Can I? I can't. I can open the console though. I don't want to risk doing something stupid, but I really could. Can I see if this works real quick? If it works and I mess up the cutscene, I will simply come back to this point and we'll pick up where we left off. No, it did not work. Oh, no, I forgot about something real quick. There we are. Please hurry this up. Can I? Hold on. Oh. There we are. What about this? Can I disable it? Oh no. Oops. Oopsie. If anybody from Bethesda is watching this, please keep in mind this is how all players treat a game that they have played a million times with an overly long and boring introduction. They try and figure out as many ways as possible to break it or entertain themselves in the middle of it. Because ADD is a lifestyle, not a condition. So one thing I will be doing to make this playthrough more relaxing is walking as much as possible.
Why would Vault do this? Come on. Oh God!
I don't think this is Vault-Tech's fault, to be honest with you. Can I wear 2 wedding rings? Not much to say, I guess. But as you can see, since the Institute opened up the cryopod, they kind of messed up all the others. Some people say intentionally. I do not know, nor do I care. The lore in this game is so bogus, it boggles the mind, so it pays to simply interpret this game as entirely non-canon. Especially since Bethesda added on a bunch of Creation Club bullshit, which you will see shortly when I get a Pip-Boy and a million quests pop up. Ooh, cryogenic array entry. One thing I do like about this game is how much better the arrow keys and keyboard are integrated in the control of these terminals. In the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas games, the computer controls almost had to be exclusively done with the mouse, as the keyboard controls are not very intuitive. But in this game, it's a lot easier and a lot more natural, since older computers like this did not come with a mouse. They were, as you can see in the bottom, parser based, and primarily used for data entry. Cryogenic array, offline, premature termination resulting in system failure. Man, have I heard that one before from many women I've been with. Isolated manual and remote overrides detected. Controls disabled. Life support. Life support, offline, premature termination resulting in system failure. Isolated manual and remote overrides detected. Controls disabled. Pod occupant status. Pod C1 empty. Not applicable, okay. Oh boy, I shouldn't have named myself Copeland. That's perhaps the most non-diegetic thing I've seen in a while. Mrs. Callahan. Deceased. Cause of death. Asphyxiation due to life support. Okay. It appears these are all the same. Callahan, the Ables, Nora, and Sean, an infant. Pod door, manual override engaged. Interesting. Copeland, unknown, remote override engaged. Mr. Russell, deceased asphyxiation. Alright. Like I was saying about 1940s and 50s industrial design, strong labeling of all valves and pipes. Lifter hydraulic pressure regulator. Warning, adjusting pressure while door is raised may cause upper door to fall. Keep above 1200 psi. Non-potable water access, the fonts, the general shape of things, exposed venting and piping, particularly reminds me of many ships I've been on. And to that end, I find it fairly comforting. But we're taking a nice leisurely walk through the vault. Somebody left a coffee cup and a clipboard here. See if there's any more valuables lying around. And I might be doing the wooden post trick to get more levels, but I can't confirm nor deny that. Kind of makes me wonder what these big balls are for exactly, what they contain and what they're trying to flush through the system. Di Pietro, Cindy Coffran, Mrs. Whitfield, Coffran. Looks like the Institute came through and really did a number on everything in this building, which is a bit of a shame, really. It's also a little bit of a shame that this is one of the first fully modeled vaults that we see, and it's quite disappointing in its scope and size. I take it the vault is somewhat cold, judging by Nate's response to all this. Restricted area. It's another warning about the hydraulic pressure. Alarm indicates ammonia has been detected. Leave room immediately. Do not enter without hazmat protection. That is no joke. You do not want to be exposed to ammonia in any capacity. Warning, opening the door will deregulate temperature and atmosphere to suboptimal levels in 8 minutes. Now, one thing you want to be collecting in the early game are tools. That is mainly because you will come across a vault later in the day, or later in the game, that has a character, Calvin, who pays you 15 caps apiece per tool. And they're everywhere, so it's worth collecting them. They are worth just above the... Oh my god. That's a weird looking cat. I find it interesting how the musical sting pops up. Like we're not about to face the most weak and pathetic enemy in the game. Rad roaches. Here we can find a small security station. The cigarette is valuable in that it is weightless and is worth something. One singular stim pack. Truly better than nothing. And that's about it. Let's take a look at the computer. So we have the Vault 111 security instructions. Confidential, confidential, confidential. Security eyes only. A violation VTP 01011. Vault 111 is designed to test the long-term effects of suspended animation on unaware human subjects. Security staff are responsible for maintaining installation integrity and monitoring science staff activity. Under no circumstances are staff allowed to deviate from assigned duties. Insubordination or interference with vault operations are capital offenses, as if that matters when the capital is destroyed. Security staff are authorized to use lethal force Cool. Operations Protocol Manual. Resident Admittance. Upon activation notice from Vault-Tec, all personnel are required to report to the entry area and assist with admittance of Vault residents. Security personnel will maintain order and ensure that no personnel or residents attempt to evacuate the vault. Research staff will be responsible for resident intake and escort, each to the designated cryogenic pod. Residents not accounted for in the manifest should be asked to step aside and detained forcefully by security if necessary. Once all residents have been sealed into their preservation chambers, dispose of any detainees. Oh, they mean kill them. Vault entryway must remain sealed under any circumstance. I think the funny part is that cryogenic pods would have held up just fine if the Institute didn't purposefully sabotage them. So this would have been a successful Vault-Tec experiment. This is a memo for the science staff. Members of the research team must daily monitor the vital signs of cryogenically preserved residents. Cardiopulmonary and cognitive activity in particular must be recorded hourly. Life-saving intervention is only permitted if greater than 80% of the resident population has perished while in cryogenic suspension and must not interrupt suspension. Independent research is encouraged and left to overseer discretion. I wonder what happened to all the staff in the vault. Security patrols are to be carried out on a constant 8-hour rotation. Security priorities include monitoring for signs of intrusion, checking for atmosphere leaks, settling disputes among personnel, enforcement of regulations set forth by the overseer, enforcement of regulations set forth by Vault-Tec. Facility services and maintenance. Due to the nature of Vault 111, personnel will be expected to perform duties outside of their normal qualifications, such as janitorial duties and food prep. The exact distribution of these roles is left to the overseer discretion. All clear in evacuation. The all clear message. Following a nuclear event, Vault-Tec will monitor hazards such as radiation levels, enemy invasion, subsequent attacks, and other factors. Once conditions are deemed safe, this terminal will receive an all-clear notice. Upon receiving the all-clear notice, Vault-Tec personnel may be evacuated at overseer discretion. Disregard any notices from organizations or individuals not associated with Vault-Tec, including government and military. Residents are not to be disrupted or evacuated. Vault-Tec will attend to their needs remotely once Vault 111 staff has been evacuated. Vault 111 is classified as a short-term assignment. Non-resident personnel are expected to carry out research duties and basic maintenance of the vault while awaiting the all-clear signal to evacuate. In the absence of an all-clear message from Vault-Tec, the overseer may elect to evacuate staff after a mandatory shelter period of 180 days of containment. Under no circumstance may Vault 111 staff evacuate during the shelter period unless receiving the all-clear message from Vault-Tec. That appears to be everything on this little lower terminal. Oh no. Security logs, I almost forgot. October 23rd, 2077. God, it finally happened. The world's over. Barely got all the residents inside. Not everyone made it. Now it's just us and the icebergs. I don't get it. Eggheads try to explain. Hold on, give me a sec here. Explain to me that keeping them frozen is a big experiment for better future or something. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right that we're smiling at them all the time before putting them on ice. Shouldn't we have told them something? December 25th, 2077. Christmas Underground. Got together with the rest of the security boys and support staff and had a little party. Best gift that got handed out was a fancy lead snack cake that wasn't too stale. None of the scientists came. Overseer wasn't there either. I just don't get them. They hiding something from us? Another company secret only for the higher-ups? Whatever. Just a few more months until the all clear is supposed to come true. Then we can start rebuilding. March 14th, 2078. Only a few weeks left in our mandatory shelter period. Everyone's getting a little stir crazy. Some people are even saying the all clear signal is never coming. We can't just stay here much longer, that's for sure. It's not just the fact I've been staring at the same break room and bunk bed for over 6 months. It's the fact we only have enough food left for another few months, tops. The overseer keeps telling everyone just to be patient, focus on work. He's definitely keeping us out of the loop. Something bad is going on, I just know it. April 23rd, 2078. The main door accessing the vault exit is malfunctioning. Now the only way out is through the overseer's evacuation tunnel. How convenient for him. He has one of the science team watching the door to his office at all times like a little makeshift checkpoint. Got invited to a meeting tonight. Support staffers and security only. Sounds like I'm not the only one with an axe to grind. Last entry. No all clear from Vault Deck is coming. We need to leave. We're all but out of food. I almost murdered Stanley for dropping a damn salt cracker on the floor. A handful of us confronted the overseer about opening up the vault. I never knew a man that small could shout that loud. Now he's locked himself in his office along with the rest of the science staff. We're supposed to hand over any food, weapons, and medicine we have by tonight, or there's gonna be consequences. I've talked to everyone. It's time. One way or the other, we're getting out of this vault. Well, seems like they did. Extermination is everyone's job. Let's make our way further along into the vault. These are cool little cases and everything, but I always wondered how you're supposed to really open them up. A couple 100 years of corrosion. Everything considered for a 200-year-old facility, the place is held up extraordinarily well. Alright, let's go.
Giant roaches? What the hell?
I think security batons are worth an amount of money. I can't remember exactly how much, but enough. Barely enough. I'll take the roach meat for now. In the beginning of the game, you really do want to take anything that can be turned for a profit. Looks like this is the break room. And living quarters and shower and everything. I wonder how many... Oh, wonder glue. That's as valuable as gold. Adhesive is a scrap material that's useful for everything. Overseer memo. Remember, use of the recreational terminal is a privilege. If work performance declines, this privilege may be revoked. Enjoy responsibly. I'm just going to take the holotape and get the hell out of here. I'm not really in the mood to play some Red Menace, which is a, I think, Missile Command clone? Eat well, live well. And pictured is the staples of fancy lad snack cakes, cram, I'm assuming that's canned iguana, and pork and beans. Or maybe it's just a bowl. And I'm looking a little too far into it. State-of-the-art kitchen technology. Electric stove, or gas stove, and a, looks like a egg beater. Probably is able to knead dough, make bread as well. Cleanliness is godliness. Another oxygen valve, main shut off. Main shut off for what? I am not too sure. But they really were out of food, not a scrap to be found anywhere. I'm surprised the roaches are even still here. Looks like all the supplies are missing as well. Not even a footlocker or anything to take some currency out of. Which, for some reason, this game refers back to bottle caps. Alright. And this room introduces us to environmental hazards, even though the rad roaches are not affected by said hazards. There we are. No, they are. There we are. I think it's 1 XP it's giving me. 6. That's okay. Now, one thing this game has definitely not improved is the melee combat. Melee combat is still just as janky and awkward as it is. Always is in these titles. It says you can press Q to power attack. No, you have to press Q to power attack. You can't just simply hold the mouse button like you used to be able to. No smoking. That's not very 50s of you. There we are, 3 stim packs. And it looks like the overseer was...
Where is everyone?
Nate's a bit slow, as it turns out. Looks like 2 oxygen... Ugh, okay. I didn't really want to do that, but so be it. This game wants me to do a lot of things I don't want to do. But it looks like the overseer was indeed gunned down by his own men. Probably for very good reason, based off the terminal entries.
Nice. Coming back later for you.
Not really. The cryolator is a bit of a niche weapon that I am not part of the niche that uses it. Nothing in the dressers. Ooh, cigarettes. Valuable. They're valuable in every Fallout game. Except the isometric ones, I think. But packs of cigarettes are very useful. Cash machines in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. They're quite common as well. Everybody seems to smoke. See if the terminal can shed some light on anything. Vault 111 Overseer Instruction. Vault 111 is designed to test the... Under no circumstance is suspension to be disrupted. This includes the administration of life-saving measures. Your staff is also considered expendable. Insubordination or attempts to evacuate prematurely are capital violations. Unused cryogenic pods are the preferred method for cadaver disposal. That's not really disposal, is it? I've long dreamed of making cryogenic... Hold on, it's over. Let me try and crack on an egghead voice here. I've long dreamed of making cryogenic freezing available in a portable on-demand form. The cryolator is my latest attempt. Thankfully, we're in no short supply of the chemicals and components I need to tinker with the prototype. It's a nice way to occupy the time as we wait for the all-clear signal. Ops protocol manual. This is all the same that we found at the security terminal. Oops. Preparations. The final staff orientation is complete. All but a few of the residents down in Sanctuary Hills have been enrolled, and several from Concord as well. Vault Tech supervisors came up this week to do a technical review with me. This vault is ready to open. I can only imagine what wonders our residents will get to witness. The notion of leaping forward in time, I almost wish I could join them and see the promise of our future realized. Yeah. It's happened. We were lucky that most of the staff was nearby when the early warning came through. We had less notice than expected, but only Nordhagen was missing when we sealed the entrance. Resident admittance went smoothly. Everyone made it, even the family that waited until the last minute. I was worried there would be more suspicion, but things happened so fast for these people. They must have been too overwhelmed to question the cryogenic pods. Systems malfunction. Strange issue today with pod C3. Subject appear to be having heart palpitations. Nothing life-threatening, but unusual. We've realized almost too late that the pod was malfunctioning. The cryogenic array almost started thawing her out. We're not sure, but I suspect a hiccup in Vault-Tech's remote override systems may have sent an errant signal. We'll have to keep an eye out. I only hope their systems are reliable once we evacuate the staff. Supplies running low. There's been no all-clear signal yet, even though we're nearing the end of the 180-day mandatory shelter period. Supplies were never intended to last much more than that, and despite my best efforts, people are beginning to question what we're doing down here. If people think we can just leave when the 180 days are up, they're insane. The radioactive exposure would still be potent enough to fry everyone if the vault seals are breached that early. The whole point of the all-clear was to receive additional instructions from the main office. I don't know what to do. I can't open the vault. I can't expect our supplies to last forever. I just have to keep everything under control till the all-clear. A faction led by the security personnel have turned on me, demanding they be allowed to leave the vault. Idiots. I will not open the door to be irradiated to death out there. I'm consolidating the remaining supplies, putting the staff on lockdown. We're going to have to start prioritizing who deserves what little food we have left. I've been too damn generous with the rations. If people don't like it, well, that's fewer mouths to feed. He got what was coming to him. Bit of an odd choice here with a concrete wall. I don't think that's something I've really ever seen in a Vault-Tec vault. Or these. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. There we are. Oh, there's more. I probably shouldn't be wasting ammunition like this, but I'm really not that concerned. Fallout 4, even on very hard difficulty, is not really that difficult of a game. Annoying at times, a bit of a trial and error sort of thing, but never really extraordinarily challenging. Well, looks like that was the bypass valve. Let's have a quick little look around here before we exit the vault. Oh, that's just water. Got him. I can't help but notice the skeleton's not wearing a Pip-Boy.
Is this all that's left?
Oh no, the Pip-Boy is off this skeleton. Can I adjust the arm? No, it's a solid entity. Let's grab that Pip-Boy. He won't be needing it anymore. "200 years of dust." Wow. This thing's not a very powerful unit. One thing I do like about this is how intuitive the inventory system is. Favorite this thing. There we are. The baton can stay in, I guess, slot 2. That's fine. Well, that's just about everything. I think it's time to open up the vault door and get out of here. Prime Magneto, coupler ignition, and we're off. I can't help but notice the oil filters in a sealed unit on this thing. Well, there we go. I think we're ready to head on out. And after we loot the immediate area outside the vault door, I think I'll call it a night. Well, there's our ride. This thing's an accident waiting to happen, by the way. Let's see what different hairstyle I can get. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Professor. The back is a lot cleaner. That's fine. Let's get the hell out of here.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
Well, thank you. Those who reserved spots in Vault 111 had no idea they would be cryogenically frozen. In fact, almost every vault was actually a secret social experiment conducted by Vault Tech. Yeah, that's true. There's like 1 or 2 control vaults, maybe 5 across the entire country. And the rest of them were incredibly sick and twisted experiments. Oh, we made it. The surface. And here it is, all this Creation Club garbage that I don't know how to remove from the game. But below us sits... let me make sure none of these quests are selected. Good. Below us sits our old home of Sanctuary Hills. And in the next video, we'll be making our way down there. But before we end the video, I do wanna just take a poke around outside, just a little bit. Looks like these people were making a rush on the vault and got vaporized in the process. Radaway is quite, I don't know what that button's gonna do for me, but I hit it. I'm hitting that button again. That siren is tremendously annoying. It doesn't stop it. Well, before I go, let's see if I can plug one of these birds. Sure can. Now there's an interesting theory that the birds are indeed spies for the Institute, which is substantiated by some of their cameras. But with all that out of the way, hope you enjoyed the video, and I really do hope you'll join me for the next one.